Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So, it's been more time. If it isn't our little helper boy. Matey Jacques, his materials. Within a katana, the soul of its maker and the soul of its wielder are intertwined. That newfangled crystal synthesis you adventurers be using is all fine for mantles and arrows, but it can't copy the traditional methods. One must know the essentials behind a blade if they ever want to master it. A motionless pond. Meikyo Shisui, huh? Oh, so Gilgamesh helped us. Gave Jacques Ribaux the... But yeah, basically the Mumueto is your very first katana. It's level 1 katana, or great katana, it's good. And you need to keep it because they reforge it into like your first artifact weapon later. So now we've unlocked every job for the base game and the very first expansion. So I have no idea why they put Summoner underneath Samurai Ninja and Dragoon. It should be next to Ranger, but oh well. Maybe it's admittance to the fact that Summoner takes quite a bit. For now, though, between last time and this time, I farmed up those items that the Tenshodo wanted, which was all 6 sub-job items for the sub-job quests, which is the easy route, so to speak. Although it's the route that means that our journey to Adoulin will be the longest journey to Adoulin. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm not going for speed. If I was, I'd probably like buy Gil or something. Which would be a travesty, honestly. I picked up a Keaton for when we level up. It's the best grade axe Sparks can get me until level 50, so whatever. I'm sure there's one at level 49 that I remember that's like got damage 75 or something like that, but it's whatever. Also, I asked my link shell why people are wearing the level 1 RIC. Apparently it's like the easiest armor to mod or something, and so people are just like walking around wearing mods, and that's annoying because like we can't see them. And I mean, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that we can't see them, but it's still so annoying. So now, here we go. We just trade this guy all 6 of the items. Come back tomorrow and I'll give you the boarding permit. You son of a bitch! Well, it looks like we're not going to be getting on that ferry boat yet. But let's see what we can do. We can show off or get done that we'll need to get done. I guess we could work on our rank mission. No, I don't want that computed. Okay. Let's see, rank 4, Magicite, da. Okay, so we've got the Crest of the Devoy, Dooflotchet gave us the silver bell. Who is Paya Sabia? That was not mentioned to me before, I don't think. Any deals? Any deals? No deals. What katana is that, though? Kajitachi. 300 damage. 15 in all physical stats. Item level 119. Soups up Tachikasha. Oh, well, that's cool. Tachikasha is one of my favorite weapon skills. Although I couldn't see how souping up any of the old weapon skills would make them compete with any of the new ones. One mistake they kind of made with this game was like the later weapon skills are just like so much more absurdly powerful than every other weapon skill in the game. That the only reason you use the earlier weapon skills at all is for skill chain properties. Which isn't bad, I mean it makes sense, right? The longer it takes to get a weapon skill, you know, obviously it should be more powerful. But it's still kinda... I'll say skeevy. Paya Sabia. I'm helping Verena and Vicky grow flowers. We water them every day. Oh, okay. I think they'll sprout. Everyone talked to me now that I've planted them. That makes me so happy. So even if the flowers never bloom, it was still good. I have to go back to Mux. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So they're really building up this character Fickblix, huh? As like a good beastman, right? Man, that Galka is like not on board. When they bloom, it means that people and beastie weastie men can be friends. I was surprised to hear that, especially from a Gobby Wobby. I know they'll bloom, I'm gonna make them. I don't think they've got any deals, but I like to check. Anyway, I don't even know what you do with most of this. Prism Powder is for invisibility, but you might as well just level a mage job at this point, or ninja, and get Tonko Ichi. Or Tonko Ni. There's also Tonko Ni. Tonko Ni, like they do the same thing, but Tonko Ni lasts longer. But doesn't really need to exist. This guy looks fancy. He's wearing Habergion, Duskladelsons, Dusk Gloves. He's got a Justice Sword. Must be on Paladin. Your Rune Blade, huh? Power of a rune generated by the strange apparatus in the Eldium Necropolis. There are many other weapons imbued with the power of runes. Of course, I own all of the ones that can be equipped. Any warrior worth his salt needs to be well trained in a variety of weapons. As for the ones I can't equip, the Rune Rod and the Rune Chris, I was able to sell it for a pretty good price at the bazaar. At any rate, it was worth the trouble of decoding the device's password. Uh-huh. Doctor status. Uh-huh. 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 Suitable compensation. Your Gudo drink, huh? Well, that wouldn't be too hard to get. I'm pretty sure that can be bought. It's like one of the best refresh drinks ever, and I doubt that it would stop being made because it's such a moneymaker in the old days. There's probably something better now, but I mean, refresh for 3 minutes, and it's refresh plus 2. That is like freaking amazing. I'm gonna get some of those for myself. Not for like immediate use, but like for use later on, because that's really good. I didn't even bother looking at what was better, but I've never talked to this guy before. I don't even remember him being here. I know what rune weapons are, though. 8 numbers in total, and you need to split it up into 4 sections of 2 digits each. First, you need to take the first 3 letters of your name and use them to generate a series of 2-digit numbers based on their position in the alphabet. So what? We would have 0301. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So then 0301, 12. Each elemental given a numerical code. If the elemental is fire, the number is 0, while earth is 1 until you reach dark at 7. Next, you need to take the value of the elemental and add it to each of your first 3 numbers. That will give you the first 3 values. For the 4th value, you need to add your first 3 values together and then add the elemental value as well. The number, these 4 sets of numbers you calculate will become your 8-digit password. So what? We would have 10, 0, 8, 19. If like it was dark, and then we add all those up, and it's what, 27 plus 1946. Oh, he's giving us an example. Yeah, I got all that. Materials to place into the device. You'll have to research that yourself. Well, that might be worth looking into. The rune weapons aren't like amazing anymore, but if we could get those for free, like some of them give a lot of haste. And there was one time in the past where the Great Axe, the rune chopper, was one of the best weapons in the game, particularly for Dark Knights, because the delay reduction gained through haste and other sources like job abilities and stuff, its limit, well, you could get a 95% delay reduction, which basically lets you attack instantly. And so that was like one of the best weapons ever for Dark Knights. Okay. Cough it up for this tough guy, huh? Oh, that doesn't sound like a good idea, Fixblix. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I don't think that's gonna go too well. So, Ficklix is a kid? Those guys craving that mysterious power. Say what? I wonder how much that key 10 sells for. Okay, yeah, about 10 times its spark cost, but not quite. Best Gobby Taylor in the Hood. Magical pattern, huh? Taru guys in Ordell Caves. Well, we're not a Taru, so whatever. But that's actually a quest to make race-specific equipment that ranges from level 27 to level 32. It's basically an alternate color version of your race-specific equipment. And some of it's pretty dang good. Like the Humi gloves give 3 strength and 3 dexterity. They only have 6 defense, but they're level 27, so like they're all jobs. So like they're easily accessible and they're really good for a long time. But since it's a weekly thing, right, like we'd probably be better off trying to buy them because people do that quest to sell things. And there's no telling how long it would take week to week. Oh, this isn't sorted at all. I was like, what the heck? I thought it was sorted already. And right about here. Yeah, custom M gloves. You lose a vitality and an agility, but like look at that. Extra HP, extra MP, strength, agility. They don't bother your things. They're same across sexes too. But yeah, every racial thing has different, different bonuses. They usually make up for what's considered the weakness. So the Humi ones, for instance, they usually have like a couple of increases with a couple of decreases. I think the whole set winds up giving you +2 across everything. But it's been a long time, so I don't really remember. Yeah, see the body, 32 HP, and then a charisma. Yeah, that's actually not half bad. What about? There's no headpiece, and there's no belts or anything. It's all just the armor. Could I please sort? Once you sort a list, it'll stay sorted, but it's hard to remember what all I've sorted. Okay, so yeah, custom slacks. Those are for mage pretty much, and there's none of them on the auction house. Cause yeah, except for Tarus. Well, Tarus would work pretty good for red mage, and Elvins look like they go for thieves. But Humes is obviously for mages. I don't remember what the feet are, but I do know my feet aren't sorted. Yet again. Iron Musketeer Sabatons. And more mages. So overall, I'd say the Humi set is mostly for mages, except for the gloves. The gloves are more for physical powerhouses. See, now what was I doing? I was trying to unlock jobs. I suppose I could see if it's possible for me to unlock the other expansions. Since that's what I was trying to do with the Adoulin ones. Let's see. Darcia. Adoulin Pioneer Consultation Desks. I'd like to apply. You'll need this Geomagnetron. Take it with you and visit one of the dungeons from the list I'm about to give you. Which one you visit is your choice. Our survey staff has inspected each of the areas in question and placed special markings at a particular location past the entrance. Hold up the Geomagnetron I have just given you and return it to me. And now allow me to present you with a list of applicable dungeons. Rangamont Pass. You got Grotto, King Rampier's Tomb, Monastic Cavern, Guskin Mines, Dangraf Wadi, Kor Loka Tunnel, Palboro Mines, Gustav Tunnel, blah 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 blah. Do I gotta go to every single one of those, or one of the dungeons from the list? Okay, so I think the Dangraf Wadi would be pretty easy. Because that's like in Bastok. But we definitely want to like switch our job first to something that has sneak and invisible, because we'll have to walk past monsters that are way too strong for us to deal with. And that'll remain true for the entirety of the quest, and then beyond it too, when we're trying to go to Adoulin itself, or Adoulin. I don't really know how it's said, honestly. If my pronunciation is driving you insane, well, then you probably stopped watching like 11 recordings ago. I just think it's funny though. Sometimes people, they had like their own little way of pronouncing everything in this game, and sometimes pronunciations were based off of like skim reading. And I had a friend who just like looked at the word quadav. You know, it's clearly the word quad and then just AV on the end, so it's quadav. And he just like couldn't read that for some reason. He just always called them quavers. And I was like, what? The V is at the end. There's no R. What? And my brain just sort of broke. Okay, so we're all set. We don't need to really worry about getting our sword out even. We can just go like this, it'll be fine. I can't remember if I picked up the book or not for Dangraf Wadi. Is there a way to check? Active effects. No, I don't think so, other than going to the book. It's okay, because if we don't have the book, we'll just take a chocobo. I assume it would be in Gustaberg, right? And nope, we don't have it. So, whatever. We just take a chocobo. Dangraf Wadi is like literally, you know, just the width of South Gustaberg away, so... Or I guess that's the length, but whatever. I say width because maps are oriented from north to south, and yeah. Now this game has so many like little interesting things about it. Like personally, I think the systems it has are really fun and great. I just wish that more of them were maintained their usefulness as time went on. Like it would be cool if making the rune weapons that we just learned about like carried in importance further into, you know, later in the game. Like maybe you could put the rune weapons into another numerical like thing and get like an upgraded like I-119 version of the rune weapon or something. Because as far as I can tell, they actually do have like I-119 versions of old gear, you know, so that you can have like the nostalgia of the old gear but have it actually be effective in the current content. But you get it from like current content and it's not actually the same thing. There's no like building off of the old content. The old content is actually all just sort of like left for you to do and enjoy, but like it's not like something you would only go and get it or do it if it was just like something, you know, that you wanted to do, not something that was actually going to help you like advance or become more powerful or, you know, get a quest done for you or something. Because the motivators in this game are kind of murky. Like, I think a lot of people forgot like their main motivations with getting more power and strength and better gear. Because at first it was just to be able to get into EXP parties regularly, you know? Like, so you could EXP without being made fun of, and like, so you could EXP fast, and so that you could, or faster anyway, you could do big damage and impress other people and stuff. But like, I think somewhere along the way, starting at like the 75 cap, people kind of forgot that like, at the end of the day, the gear matters a lot, but it's not what's giving the jobs most of their powers, you know. Like the jobs very clearly define themselves, and like, I don't know, people just sort of lost sight of why they wanted the power. Let's see, map of the Dangraf Wadi. Yada yada yada. There's a strange apparatus here apparently. But I want to know where the Geomagnetron is. Geomagnetron. Okay. Dangraf Wadi E11. Tunnel beneath the strange apparatus. So I just gotta head like I'm gonna go to the strange apparatus, it looks like. Which is actually not that hard to get to. But I think it's beyond a tunnel where level 90 monsters have been added in, and I believe they're goblins, so they're aggressive. And yeah. It's kind of on a hidden port too, because it's like in a tunnel, but it's not the tunnel that we can see that's like up there. Sometimes maps are like that too. They have like a hidden part to them that you just have to figure out's there. The magical maps in this game actually have like a lore thing behind them. Like apparently some Taru guy went around and made these maps. And then like that's why they exist, and that's why some of them are imperfect, because he made the maps by walking through the zones himself, and you know, he didn't actually find everything in every zone. But that's good because it gives you kind of like a sense of exploration. Like you can go somewhere, and even if you have the map, you know, maybe you're not like tied to a guide like I am. And is that a... no, that's a race monster. You know, you can get you can explore and find things. Also, there's totally a notorious monster based off these steam lizards at some place in here called, I think it's called the Geyser Lizard. And it's like, oh, I thought for sure that, let's see. How do I... ah, there we go. Secret wall. Dun da da dun. And supposedly the Geomagnetron is below, in the tunnel below. But yeah, you know, we just learned about these, right? The voice of a young woman rings in your head. Welcome to the Morph Matter Emulato. Insert an Infinity Core, an elementally compatible chip to begin item replication process. If you register Doctor, emulate settings will adjust accordingly. Emulator will now conduct user authorization. Please input your 8-digit password. We have no idea what it is, so I'll just put in like 10/8/1946. That's kind of interesting. If you talk to these without having talked to that guy, then nothing happens. It'll be like you see a strange device and like you don't know what's going on or whatever. Witchy grub. Yeah. I don't know if this question mark is where we gotta take the Geomagnetron, but the quest says that it's down here. Although I think it's supposed to be called like a Geomagnetron fount or something like that. Gotta be careful because this is a one-way drop. Let's see. It's probably out the other end then. But yeah, those witchy grubs, they're like level 96 or something. Like that, or maybe it's 86, I don't know. But point is, we can't take them and they'd aggro us and kill us in a single spell cast or hit if we didn't have sneak on. They aggro, worms aggro by sneak. That looks suspicious. Okay. Yeah, hidden walls and things are like one thing I kind of miss in 14. Ah, geomagnetic fount. There we go. And the corresponding locale. Okay, cool beans. Now let's get the fuck out of here. But yeah, that notorious monster I mentioned, by the way, the steam lizard or geyser lizard or whatever, it drops the steam scale mail, which is like level 27 with 23 defense. So it's a slightly lower level than Centurion scale mail with the same amount of defense. And it has like +3 water, fire, and wind resistance on it. So it's not really that good, but there was a time and place where elemental resistance builds actually were very useful for reducing damage in certain fights, very specific fights. But, not anymore. It's kind of weird to see so many jobs at level 1. Like, my main character has a lot of jobs still at the low levels. Like, I think, like, when I looked last, it was Bard's level 13, which means I unlocked it at some point, but I don't remember. Summoner's like level 2. Paladin's like level 6. I did it, Darcia. Dot the I's, cross the T's, and we're finished. Here's your Adoulinian charter permit. Warping, huh? I do that with my warping every day. Certain type of energy, huh? Trading crystals, huh? Gotta make crystals useful. Them's the rules. Okay, this seems a lot easier than, going to Atrament. So let's just trade it, I don't know, all these crystals, because why not? We'll trade everything but our fire crystals. Kinetic units, okay. Oh, so we had 100 kinetic units anyway. When Seekers of Adoulin was about to come out, they actually put these in a bunch of quests for them all over Vanadiel in remote locations. And you could pick up a quest from a guy in Rulude Gardens and go activate geomagnetic founts all over Quan, Mendartia, Kazam, Norg. Cizak Battlegrounds, huh? Shooting star? Oh, it's us. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Great, another jungle. Well, that guy who told us about this, like... danger music. Some excitement music. Uh-oh, it's a little girl, and she's gonna be eaten by piranha plants. And a golden heart-shaped thing that looks kind of like a discount Patamon. Word. Do not interfere. The child has violated the sacred pact. She must be punished. The rules demand it. The land thirsts for blood. What are y'all taking a page out of Gridania's book from 1.0 2010 Final Fantasy 14? Looks like someone doesn't give a fuck about the forest's will. Oh, and it's someone in a very sexy outfit. Sword maiden, but she hasn't used the sword yet. She broke the pact. Calm Wind is totally checking out her booty. Man, I don't remember this at all. Man, that's really cool. Okay, so she's got a dagger. That is not a sword. I guess Sword Maiden sounds cooler than Dagger Maiden, though. My grandpa's really ill. He coughs all the time, and he doesn't have the strength to play with me anymore. Time moss should do the trick, huh? You twittering stool sacks? So they still worship Altana here. Calm Wind, what an exotic name. I'm not sure I've ever heard it before. Yeah, most people tell me it sounds like a Galka name. Is that Arciella? Or is it Arciella? I'm gonna go with Arciella. Yeah. Not really, but yeah. The Middle Lands, they say. But you have a dagger. That is not a sword. Straight shot through those trees. You can't miss it, huh? Tiana, huh? Become a pioneer so I can see you again. Okay. I mean, I'm not a pioneer yet, and you're seeing me now, so what's stopping you from being able to see me if I don't become a pioneer? But yeah, that's the introduction to Seekers of Adoulin. Or Adoulin, or... Yeah. And great, it's nighttime. Okay, well... we might die on the way to town. Because despite saying it's right through those trees over there, No, we don't have a map, do we? It's like actually quite a ways to the north, and huh. Is that like somebody's mule? There's some weird things that come out at night. Like most things around here have a normal aggro table of like sight, sound, or smell or whatever. But there's some unique monsters that come out at night that are undead, that are true sight, and or at least I think it's sight. It's either true sight or true sound, and either one of them is bad for us, and that is one of them. The Appetent Umbril. And honestly, I don't know the map well enough to like know if there's a way around it. So we might just have to die and come back like during the day. Or maybe we luck out and get around it. They also blood aggro because they're technically undead. They're kind of like ghosts. Okay, so we were closer than I thought. I don't know, when this expansion first came out, I remember being like not all the way down there, but like in the sort of like southern middle of the map. And I remember walking quite a ways to actually get to Adoulin proper. Elvins. Kind of looks like a Pope Guard, whatever those are called in real life. Time for more cutscenes. As the 8th century came to a close, so did the island's old regime. The royal family, in partnership with the 11 orders, agreed to abolish imperial rule for those that raised in the sacred city of Adoulin. The rate at which it developed astounded all. In the blink of an eye, Adoulin had become a maritime metropolis, its mercantile prowess only equaled by Juneau. The hustle and bustle of the Commoner's District in the west, Adoulin center of trade and pioneering hub, serves as a... Man, this text is going way faster than I can read it. Next chapter in Vanadale's history, huh? Okay. And they really captured pioneering in this, like, music, I guess. Ah, it's Tiana. Well, you guys had a warp scroll, and I had to fucking dodge an umbril, okay? Does she have some sort of speech impediment? Or is this like the Adoulin accent? I mean, Arciella didn't have it, but she's clearly like some sort of noble or something, right? That kid looks like he's wearing pants on his head. Sure I am. I'm about to be, I guess. Mainly I'm here for the teleport crystals and to unlock the jobs while I'm waiting on the ability to go to add our gun and also unlock jobs. So I'm mainly here to unlock jobs. Swing. And so with the advent of Adoulin, that's when teleportation across the world really became like the thing. And the waypoints are a little more effective than the crystal because you don't have to pay gil, you just pay kinetic units. Which, like, I'm not gonna say we're never run out of kinetic units, but you saw that just by trading, like, you know, something like a stack of crystals, we got like 400 or whatever, so not that hard. But I really don't, there's not much we can actually do here yet, other than unlock the jobs, because everything around here, like that umbral out there was like level 95. So like, this was like the first expansion that came out, or the first add-on. Well, this was a full expansion, I guess. It was before Rhapsodies. It was the first one to really come out, and it was post Abyssia, so they kind of balanced it to be for, you know, maximum level 99 right off the bat. And you get different music. And we're here to unlock Rune Fencer. Rune Fencer is a pretty simple unlock. Geomancer, I'm not sure if I unlocked it on my original character or not. It's more complicated. Both in practice and play, and also in unlocking and skilling up and crap. Octavian, though, this is a Rune Fencer. He's wearing the Rune Fencer artifact armor, which is automatically item level 109. Yeah, actually, I do know what runes are. Existed since the Age of Gods and are considered sacred, or so certain legends portend. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Thaumaturgic significance, huh? Okay, so how do you do that? One of the chosen, one of those who can unlock the true potential of these runes. Call it Runesmith's intuition. Uh-huh. Order of Orvale, huh? Oh, okay. The first few years. That's the straight and narrow way of learning the craft. There is a shortcut now, and its only shortcomings being the risks that accompany it. Certain practitioners in recent years have begun engraving runes into their flesh. Those who favor this route are often routed in battle, be they not accompanied by an absorbent mind, quick reflexes, and an adaptive body. Should you fail to keep these traits carved upon your soul, you shall forever lose the ability to manipulate runes. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll risk killing myself to get runes. Heart of Darkness, huh? In the middle of the jungle? An Atrament, so an ink. Okay. Yasi Wildflower Petal. Yasi Hunting Grounds at K7. Oh dear God. That's like the other... Oh, we don't have any maps of Adoulin yet. I don't even remember exactly... let's see... how to get there. I know it's not that far from the town, because it's this, you know, it's like you go pick up this flower at K7. Yeah, it's like on the beach. Oh, okay, that's maybe a little bit further than I thought. But I think we can take like a ferry boat there or something. We might not have access to the boat yet though, not being an actual official pioneer. But we can always walk out through the jungle. No one's actually going to stop us. I constantly have Seekers of Adoulin music stuck in my head due to this being like the last full expansion that I played through. Rhapsodies counts as a full expansion, but like they didn't actually add in a new city or anything. So let's see. I thought for sure I'd be able to just take a ferry. Like, and it's not even like an actual ferry. It's supposed to be like a canoe or something. That leads down into like the sewers that are underneath all this. We're in Eastern Adoulin, right? Do you sell magical maps by chance? No, you sell food. One that gives a lot of defense. One that gives ranged attack. Oh, ranged attack and defense. That's kind of strange. I'm not sure where to get maps here. I'll have to look it up later. Let's see. But theoretically, we should just be able to run outside the city and go north and just like hug the beach, and we should be fine. Also, I really wish I could censor Unity messages, but the only thing it lets me to do to them in config under chat is hold them, right? And hold will cause them to just like, whenever they pop up, they'll stay over the text box for a couple of minutes. It's kind of annoying. I don't remember exactly what I do to start this. I think I just go in and talk to them. But I think they ask for something. Also, it was really awkward talking to this guy, my main character, because they have the same face. Faster than the first king's britches after a feast. Nothing. Though that line was extra funny, though. I still like your face, though, when he talked to my main character, because they had the same face. Cool beans. Bailed is the currency that's earned by pioneers. You spend it at every other coalition of the, like, 11 orders, which, like, only 6 of them have, like, interactables. But, what's that cool sword? Zulfiqar. Oh, it's really good. The day has passed, so we can actually go to unlock Adoulin, but we'd have to ride the ferry anyway. So I'm just gonna see if I can't get this this Rune Fencer unlock done. The Geomancer one is like, you gotta go to all these different, like, locations in the different areas of the world and find, like, I think it's the Ergon Locust points. We saw one of those earlier under the teleport crags. That's like 3 of them. But then there's, like, I think 11 others or something like that. There's like 14 or 15 of them. And they make it a little bit difficult to find or to unlock Geomancer. It's basically kind of like unlocking Summoner, except without having to wait on weather. You just have to know where to travel. That's what I remember about it anyway. Vaguely. My ex-girlfriend unlocked it years ago when we played this together. She was so excited when this expansion came out because it was the first time she was going to have a friends group in Final Fantasy XI, and for a few months it was really great. I actually think this came out at the end of 2012, I want to say, or maybe it was very early 2013. Whenever it was exactly, we'd been playing together for about 1.5 years, and we played this together too, and things were going fine, and I liked her quite a lot, and was all the time telling her that I loved her and whatnot. And then we had that fight, and things went downhill, and then she continued playing with my brother and my friends. They thought I was the one being unreasonable, and honestly, I think they just liked having a girl to play with. K9. We're already 2 squares away from wherever this Atrament is. This wildflower. We'll wanna click off our invisible real quick and grab this fountain, though, I think, so that we can use it to just go back into Adoulin, since I didn't bother setting a home point. Although obviously, if it does come down to it, we can just use our warp ring and then teleport using the home point crystals. It's just kind of not ideal. Those are Chipulis, and they're really cool. They have this really cool attack called Cincilla Blades. You can charm them as Beastmasters, even though they're grasshoppers, technically giant insects. But there's a lot of giant insects you can charm and take control of in this game. It's kind of funny. There's like a really low chance, but you can actually K8. I thought this would be... Okay, maybe it's not on this beach. Maybe we gotta... But you see those flowers? I'm pretty sure it's one of those. But it has to be targetable. I see how that enemy has like a tiny little sword over its target, and like there's those roots over there that are also targetable. That's what's known as a reeve. You do those to get like veiled, and like there's like the colonization rate and whatnot. It's all how Adoulin works or whatever. That's like its version of regional like conquest or whatever, man versus nature. You get experience points and veiled, but like the reeves are like level 95, and they're pretty hard to take on alone. At least, you know, like if you're, you know, the minimum. I don't care about shellfish. Where's my wildflower? Aha! Here it is. Okay. So that was actually enough running that I'm just going to use the warp ring. Talk about scary. Okay, let's see. Also, Sneak and Invisible's duration used to depend on your enhancing magic skill. And they were just innately also lower than what they are now. Like, I think Snake's duration was like randomly between 1 and 4 minutes or something like that. So sometimes that could be a real pain. Okay, Geomancer actually isn't that bad to unlock. I must be thinking of its later quests or something. But I probably won't unlock it this time because I'm sort of getting short on time here, and we still need to go back to getting Atrament unlocked. Also, when did I get a map of this place? Did that guy at the Pioneers Guild give it to me? Oh, yeah, he sure did. Well, that's helpful. I think they really outdid themselves with the music in Adoulin. Here you go, dude. Runic stone ground into a found powder, double runes and rubble, magic burn and matter bubble. Oh hey, look, he's doing synthesis with a light crystal. That sure looked fancy. Emotional stress of the events is quite overpowering. Not to mention the physical pain. Please be gentle. Time has passed. Now grit your teeth and prepare to feel feelings you've never felt before. Oh no, he's gonna give me the gay. Ugh. Still remain conscious, I see. Exquisite. But that was the only the end of the beginning. Now it's just time to deploy your runes that will inscribe the heavens. I think you gotta like keep doing this until it happens. It's weird, but like you just gotta keep going. I don't remember exactly when it triggers. I know some people freaked out though and were like, I can't get it, I can't get it. We might have to go all the way to 100, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm renowned, but I'm not a nobody. I killed a black dragon. I unlocked Dragoon. I unlocked Samurai. He's just trying to get me to give up. I think my main character got it within like 7 tries or something. But maybe it was always you just had to go to 100, and he always tells you you're kind of a piece of shit. I don't remember. You may think you're special, but you're just as special as everyone else. That is to say, not at all. Maybe we'll get it at 69. Oh, no sexual power energy for us. Why'd my HP go down? Is that like thematic of what happened or something? Or he's falling asleep by my 80th try. Well, this is one weird way to unlock a job. But I'll go to 100 if I have to. I've had enough of your incompetence. Let me spell it out loud and clear. You cannot use runes. And I got it. I cannot say much of your talents yet, but your unrelenting nature rivals that of even the hardest diamonds. It takes a special type of man to make it all the way to attempt number 96. I apologize if my words left you stressed instead of soothed. I contend that my intentions were truly altruistic. By the by, let me congratulate you once more. I may have been the fertilizer to your flower, but you would never have been able to blossom without your own ability. I assume the world looks slightly different to you now, seeing it through the eyes of a Rune Fencer. What's that? How long until the rune's effects wear off? You need not worry about that, for it was a simple fallacy I perpetuated. I wanted to see if you had the fire in your belly to brave the searing pain of inscription, and your defeats in heated combat that are sure to come eventually. Furthermore, even someone as loquacious as me doesn't have the time to spend on every adventurer just looking to impress his comrades. Anyway, at any rate, allow me to reiterate, your runic powers will not dissipate under any circumstances. However, that does not mean you shouldn't practice what you've learned. While yet unrefined, your power will prove quite useful in your quest to cultivate the wilds of Ulbuka. It's like the region that Adoulin is in, Ulbuka. It is said that Sverdhide, the father of runic inscription, created manifold techniques that were all based off his experiences in battle. I look forward to seeing how closely you replicate his success. On that note, I believe the time has come to present you with this. It is a Sowillow Claymore, a practice blade used by every Rune Fencer in the world. Just remember that while the sword may choose the Rune Fencer, it is the Rune Fencer who swings the sword, and not the other way around. Enjoy what is to come, good sir, and may you be even stronger the next time we meet. Swing. And I don't think the Sowillow Claymore is really that good, but I don't think it's really that bad either. Yeah, 15 damage, 444 delay, level 1. So basically they make sure that you can level your job. And with that, let's see. We've unlocked quite a few jobs now. We're up to 16 out of 22 jobs available for use. With Geomancer right around the corner. And then let's go to Juno, shall we? This is how the teleportation is supposed to work. Right back to Lower Juno. Excellent. Alright, you jackhole. Give me my boarding permit. Did he just keep saying the same thing? He sure does, Brian. He sure does. Okay. So, really I need to be going. But, I'll go ahead and move us on over to Mara. Because we got 3 jobs we gotta unlock, and we might as well get access to Atrament as soon as possible. So, yeah, I mean, we can go to Adoulin with level 95 monsters. We can sure as hell go to Atrament. Oh, shoo shoo. Mara, home point number 1. Right on, cowboy. There's a ferry already in the port, but is it the ferry that's going to Selbina, or is it the ferry that's going to Atrament? Well, either way, it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any way to actually tell from the outside. You have to talk to the outgoing ferry person. Not right now. The ship bound for Alzabi will depart in less than 1 hour. Aw, man! You mean I would've made it perfectly? No, maybe it will pull away just as I get to the dock. Sometimes that happens, you know. But actually, I do need to stop right here for now, so... next time, I will start us up on the ferry to Alzabi, and we'll see what that's all about. So thanks for watching, stay safe, have a great day.